being in the feds, you can only be outside for so long and so late. So the concert being on a Thursday versus a Friday or a Saturday, the threat is lower, right? The violence will be lower because it's during the week.
And he's safe with the federal government.
Exactly. Right? How you gonna tell on or pull them have to? Your time was your time what people don't know. Yep. Your time is gonna be what it is.
And then the bad part about it, you're in jail already. You already in jail. You call to try to make moves outside the jail. Still, you should have been sitting your ass down reading a newspaper and keeping quiet because you already know the investigation's still open. That's why I'm telling people, investigation, although you going through trial or you in jail, they still listen to your calls. You know what I'm saying? While you in jail or the prison, you know what I'm saying? So why put yourself in that predicament to add more people to your caseload?
Yo, sus.
Hey, what's up?
What's the deal? It's Cuff.
How you doing?
Got it. What's the deal?
Okay, so everybody wants to know the difference between the two, or actually three, what I had asked you to describe. Can you break that down for them, please?
Okay, run the question by me again real quick. You know, we only have 15 minutes, so run it by me.
Okay, so it's three of them: safety valve, 5K1, and Rule 35.
Okay. The 5K1 is cooperation. Of course, Rule 35 is also cooperation. The reason why there's a difference, because 5K1, that's when a person starts working or cooperating at the beginning of their case. From the moment they get in the police car, I got something to tell you. I got something to tell you. So Rule 35 is an application that's filed after guys sit up in the joint and or just don't cooperate in the beginning of the case. And a lot of times Rule 35s are always applied after your sentence. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So you have a lot of niggas that go through trial, losing trial, now they want to talk because they thought they was going to win in trial. So then the government has to present the court for what's called a Rule 35. And that's where your third party cooperation come in. Safety valve. Congress created the safety valve particularly for people who were caught up in the middle of big conspiracy that played minor roles or no role.
Okay.
So there's two safety valves. You have a safety valve where you go in and tell it all, or you have a safety valve where you were just caught up in someone else's mess.
Okay.
So those are the distinctions.
Okay. And so far, what are you feeling about how your situation is going and what you were pulled into as far as, like Meech getting out right now? Mm-hmm. And he could have done a lot of things that could have prevented you from not even being involved in this case.
Meech could have showed up and killed the government's whole case. But Meech couldn't do that. The reason why Meech couldn't do that because there's a such thing as a 5-year penalty for lying to a federal agent. So at some point, Meech and Tammy Collins were debriefed. And when you're debriefed, you're talking to a federal agent. And the reason why they have that penalty involved, just so you can't walk back your statements or walk back your cooperation once you started cooperating. You understand?
Yeah.
So allegedly, Meech sent me a truckload of cocaine from jail through another party. So at some point, Meech was aware that it's a possibility that I can go to trial. And so Meech's only concern, if you read the report and recommendation, that Flannery's only concern was that his name does not show up in the paperwork. Well, of course, the government couldn't give him ensure that. The only way they can ensure that happen is that Cuff don't go to trial. Oh. And so the government ensured him that with Cuff's lengthy record, he won't go to trial.
What?
Of course.
Oh my God! Out of all.
So to show you how things work, Tammy Collins was caught fucking a federal agent, the lead agent, Special Agent Keith Cromer. So if you read the paperwork, you'll see that name also.
I read that, yeah.
And he was a black agent who started fucking Tammy. You feel me?
Yeah.
So another big coincidence, or I know it's not a coincidence, was Tammy's lead agent was the agent that brought the BMF indictment, Special Agent Jack Harvey.
Okay.
So what a coincidence, right?
Right.
The agent that put Meech away also was Tammy's handler at the DEA. You feel me?
No.
Wow.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know these facts. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Every single thing about the situation doesn't even make sense of how they could even have you in jail this long.
No. it really does not. But it just shows you how nasty this system is. And to keep these records sealed for so long, the public need to be filing what's called a Freedom of Information Act.
Okay.
My case is older than 10 years, so the threat is gone.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So why are my documents still sealed? So eventually, hopefully, we can get these documents unsealed if enough people file the Freedom of Information Act to have the documents unsealed. So you'll really see this coward's roll. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
So you really see Meech's role.
I have another question. Is there any information that Meech had access to that because you guys were friends, and so any involvement that you've had with him, right? If the feds know about something, that Meech would have had, he would have had to be the one to tell them. So is there any information in the documents that that he was, able to have access to?
Listen. No one knew about the amount of drugs coming and what Demetrius Flannery was to get off each kilo. But me, Demetrius Flannery, and Fidel Suarez. No one else knew these things, and these things are in the documents. They're in what's called the affidavit in support of a wiretap. So this goes before a magistrate under the penalty of perjury. So in order for the agent to take this to a magistrate, he's under the penalty of perjury. You feel me?
Wow.
So if you think these white boys gonna risk their career, risk going to jail, you know what I mean?
No.
To get a wiretap, to bring about an indictment, you got to be crazy. So at some point, Meech was debriefed. In order for that agent to have confidence in taking this warrant to a magistrate to get a wiretap. So in that affidavit in support...
This call is from a federal prison.
You have how much drugs is in this truckload of cocaine. You got how much Flannery was to receive off each kilo of cocaine. Who else knew these things? How did anybody else know these details?
Meech.
There
he
you
had
go.
to tell him. He had to tell him that.
There you go. He had to sit down and be debriefed.
So
but everything that happens in the dark comes to the light. 50's been protecting him because I understand 50's protecting his bag.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But at some point, 50 was going to have to come to the other side because now you're talking about fucking with 50 for 50 money. One thing we know about 50, he care about that bag.
He does.
You feel me?
He does.
And you can't be this hardcore nigga from the world and be in business with government informants. Tammy Collins and Demetrius Flannery.
No.
You can't do both.
You can't.
You understand?
And they can't. And I know that they came to 50 as though they was all real. They was loyal.
Ain't no doubt.
Ain't
no doubt. And let me say this very clearly to 50's credit. We just now got the paperwork into his hands. And one of the homies put it personally in 50 hands. You feel me?
Yeah.
And so we've been trying to get at him and get this paperwork to him for the longest. So to 50's credit, he's just now gotten the paperwork. And you see he's coming out now.
Oh, he's swinging. Cuff. Last night, we were laughing because we went to a comedy show, right? So all of a sudden, when you had hit me and was like, he had put something up on his page, right? What I saw, we were sitting there, my friends was in the car. Cuff, I had to explain to them like 10 times, y'all's not going to that concert. Y'all not going to that concert. And they're like, you getting in the middle of, I said, no. And I just had to tell them, Cuff, it hurt me. And I don't got nothing to do with this, right? It hurt me because I had to let them know, check this out. When I got locked up and I came home and you hoes was false flagging with the bitch that put me in, I said, and let me, this don't not, exact, I said, if y'all switch sides on me, you go take pictures with the motherfucking op. This is how it was broke down. He put Goodfellas up. He put the movie Goodfellas up. I couldn't even, they was like, we don't get it. I said, yo, when the nigga went to jail in Goodfellas when he was a shorty, he didn't tell. They was praising him. He got out. They was all on him. They praised him. I said, at the end of the movie, y'all ain't paying attention. This get me hyped again.
He was waiting to happen. You feel me?
I said, when the nigga went to jail at the end of the movie, y'all didn't see he went to jail. He told. I said, you didn't get that? And then 50 Cent said it without saying. I said, y'all don't follow the mafia and the gangster movies enough. I said, the nigga just told you that he told you what to watch on Roku, never tell on your friends.
Well, everybody else got it, baby. I'm sorry your girlfriends didn't get it, but everybody else got it. And it's gonna be more to come. Because what we asked him to do when we put the paperwork in his hands, my man asked him, man, would you just read out, you just put out what we giving you.
Yeah. Just the facts is on the floor. It's on the floor. What's up? Why you ain't looking at it? You stepping over it.
You feel me? And one thing about me, sis, niggas know I ain't playing no games about nothing. I don't do no faking. I don't do no capping. You know what I mean?
Right.
I ain't no spiteful nigga. What we do in our city, we celebrate the real, man.
That's
you feel
right.
me?
Definitely.
And only so many people gonna get this and respect this.
Right.
This call is from a federal prison.
Well, let me tell you, he already told the world, look, if the ratings ain't good, it will be the end of BMF, but it's gonna be the end of BMF anyway. You can't never in your life.
He's gonna have to separate himself from some government informants, man, if he wants to continue. If you look at what 50 success comes from, it comes from him being a street nigga who made it legally.
Yeah.
And so his street credibility, you have to have that in order to be a rap. Why you think all the rappers are flocking to him?
Right.
So if you look at the rappers, because they need street credibility. Most of these niggas are rapping about other niggas. They ain't did nothing themselves.
Exactly.
Most of them are capping. So why you think you always see rap niggas posing with pictures of real street niggas? You feel me?
Exactly.
So that's about niggas trying to sell albums and have some street credibility.
Yeah. That's why
if you look at who do the concert for him, the nigga Rick Ross.
That's done.
This nigga was a correctional officer.
Yeah, that's done.
You feel me? So I'm just being factual.
Yeah. Look, it ain't even.
You have to link yourself to real street dudes so you can still continue to put out good music.
Exactly.
He has good music. But I know the difference between an entertainer and a nigga from the streets. You understand? There's a difference.
For real.
My homeboy from the D was like, he argued with me yesterday. He kept arguing with me like, you don't understand or know what's going on. I said, check this out. I said, you'll see it for yourself and you'll hear it for yourself when we put the podcast out. I said, I don't gotta, make you believe me, none of that. I said, and I told him.
It's real simple. The Meeches Flannery called me, Big Meech or whatever you all want to call him. He called me in 2013. And told me, yo, bro, I got some good people. Holler at Tammy, she gonna fill you in. Let's get it. That's our code word. Tammy put the play together and put me with a federal agent. So 4 years later, when we got the documents and Tammy testified, Special Agent Keith Cromer testified that the Meeches Flannery was aware of the deal for him to get a time cut. Meeches Flannery only had one worry and one demand, that his name was not in any documents. The government informed Flannery that they cannot guarantee that. The only way that they can guarantee his name won't be in any document is if Cuff don't go to trial.
Right.
This shit is simple, man.
Damn.
This shit is simple, man. And for all you niggas that think I'm a newcomer, I go all the way back to 1991 with this nigga.
Damn.
1991 with this nigga. This nigga ain't have nothing when I met him. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I feel what 50 feeling about this nigga being ungrateful. You feel me? So that's what 50 is all about. This nigga's ungrateful.
Yeah. And
I put $1 million in this nigga pocket. This nigga didn't have nothing when I met him.
Right.
So this nigga's ungrateful.
Very
you feel
ungrateful.
me? So man, this thing finna cut off, man. I thank you, man, and
I love and appreciate you,
man. You feel me?
Yes, I'll be in touch for sure. I greatly
appreciate my nigga Nelly, I love him, sir.
Okay, I got you.
Keep pushing that dope, man.
Yes,
keep pushing that real shit, man.
And send us the exact, terminology for what we need to send to help you get up out of there.
Yes.
Just hit me up, man. Stay in touch, man. Love y'all.
I love you too. Peace.
Yes. Man, girl, what?
Hey.
What? What did 50 Cent say? He ungrateful?
I mean, Well, I don't need. Here's my thing. Here's my thing about it. First of all, we're grateful. Thank you, Meet the Shu, for even having a real one. Even call in, take his time, take his 15 minutes to call in and let us know the whole spiel that anybody could tell in 15 minutes, right?
15 minutes, and I didn't say nothing because I did not want to get that call cut because you know how the 2 ways and 3 ways go in prison. So, baby, we had to hold on, y'all. We had to hold on.
It's more to come. Y'all heard it yourself. Heard it yourself. If you have this benefit concert, right? Let me get this right so I can read it to you because you've been a little busy. Hey, look, you positioning us. That's why it takes 2, and that's why we building our team because everybody can't do everything. You heard what Cuff said itself. He had to have his people get the real paperwork to 50. 50 didn't know. Right? He didn't know. So they have this benefit concert. What was disturbing to me is that I seen, because yes, you know, we're media. We don't have no emotions. That's what journalisms do, right? Mm-hmm. So we follow everybody on personal feelings. We know what side we on. Mm-hmm. And the side is that we ain't telling nothing because we was taken down like that. Mm-hmm. Period. Me and Sade. That's what we start this podcast for. Exactly. Loyal to the soil, baby. Loyal to the soil. So they had this concert and they have all these rappers on there. Now, this is what I'm going to say in defense of the younger generation, right? The younger generation, they mimic what we do. Right. That's why they make the music the way they do, right? That's why they make the music to, you know, for mimicking, you know, back in the day. Yeah. Balling ass niggas, riding right, you know, all the bitches, the jewelry, you know, they got that from us.
Mink down, chinchilla down, gator down.
Catlin, Cuffy that just called, SCL's greatest, right? Mm-hmm. That's who they're mimicking, right? And like he said, all this time, damn, Meech, you was getting the work from, I had an over 30-year relationship. Sade, that's like me and you. Yeah, yes, exactly. I'm posted up with, you know, the people that put you in, that put you down. That's all we saying. Like the judgment is right there.
So he got
play themselves. People play themselves.
Yeah, so he got back out and he's all in these videos with Tammy.
No, he's all in the video with Rick Ross.
Oh, Rick Ross too. You know what I'm saying? But then
he was what happened was he took a photo with Rick Ross and said that he's gonna be at the car show, at Rick Ross's car show.
Oh, right? Yeah.
Everybody knows.
He hosts every year.
Yeah, everybody knows that 50 Cent don't fuck with Rick Ross.
Right.
So it's this dude, News World Outlet. That's who put it out there. Legacy concert, right? Mm-hmm. That's what they're calling it. Welcome back legacy concert. Little Baby, Rick Ross, 21 Savage, Sexy Red. Now, Sexy Red's from St. Louis, but she probably wasn't even born.
No.
You know, so she don't know no better. I'm not gonna. We not holding no artist accountable. What reason why I'm saying these names is we'll explain after. 42 Doug, right? East G, Moneybag Yo, Boss Man D-Lo.
All them was very young.
Grizzly, Baby Face Ray, I Swear Vezo, Skilla Baby, Peasy, Payroll. See, Boosie pulled out. That's why I'm reading this.
Oh, Boosie pulled out.
Scooter and more will be added. Now, here's the thing. Here's the difference. Being in the feds, you can only be outside for so long and so late. So the concert being on a Thursday versus a Friday or a Saturday, the threat is lower, right? The violence will be lower because it's during the week.
And he's safe with the federal government.
Exactly. Right? It seems to me that Boosie pulled out of it because of what he stands for.
Right.
And for what he says in his raps. That he's making his raps not be capped, right?
Right.
To me, in a sense, the older ones, right? Because Boosie, you know, had a lot more. Younger ones don't, but Boosie had more of a hand in it.
He had a hand in the streets.
Loyalty, right?
Yeah, oh, and loyalty too.
And when it comes from that cloth, baby, you can't slice that up. It had to be solid.
Right. Rick Ross ain't from the streets like that.
No.
He ain't
Absolutely
no street nigga
he
at all.
Talked about it.
He talked about anybody
But
talk
he
about
didn't
it. He
live
been around. He hearing up everybody else stories in the back when he was a correctional officer behind closed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In them behind them walls, and he just going about other war. They call it war stories in prison, and he adapted to it. And it's like, okay, I'm gonna become a rapper now.
What I want to say is you gotta be careful how you move in any instant because it's come back to bite you.
Yes.
You sit around here and say that you ain't with something, then you turn around and flip.
Yeah.
People gonna run. They automatically gonna run because they thinking like you will do that. Your time was your time. What people don't know. Your time is gonna be what it is.
And then the bad part about it, you're in jail already. You already in jail. You call to try to make moves outside the jail. Still, you should have been sitting your ass down reading a newspaper and keeping quiet because you already know the investigation's still open. That's why I'm telling people. Investigation, although you going through trial or you in jail, they still listen to your calls. They, you know what I'm saying, while you in jail or the prison. You know what I'm saying? So why put yourself in that predicament to add more people to your case load?
Man,
that's wrong. I would never call nobody and say, dude, go pick up this. But I know I'm in jail. I know I'm going down. I know I'm probably gonna get a 10-piece. Why I'm gonna keep on continuing to try to make some more money?
He tried to make some more money because he tried to make it like he was like that. Right. That was we just heard the man who was behind it all, right?
But you know what?
The success of all of them, he was the plug.
When you think about it,
how you tell on the plug though? Like I just no.
Or send the plug on a mission like that. You feel me? Or he was the plug. You don't send nobody on no mission. You behind closed doors. But it's some young cats that I have talked to. It's like 25, 30 years old. They don't know nothing about Big Meech because they ask me or you is like, he from Detroit. Did y'all know him back in there? Right. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all we hung around was Detroit guys.
Yes, they came down here and made big money.
Early 90s, late 89, 90s, you know what I'm saying? And we, you know what I'm saying? We hooked them up, show them around, you know what I'm saying? But the same token, they young. They don't know what's going on. And they said, well, why he going out having all these concerts? He could go back to doing the do. I done heard him say
Everybody's saying that.
I done heard him say it because
everybody's saying that. And let me tell you something. It's a fact that now that you ain't getting that 50 cent money, you ain't gonna get that money. Where you gonna go to? Because one thing about 50 what's been proven, everybody that's loyal to him, that stay around him, eat. Yeah, they eat the same thing he eat, and they eat the way. And guess what? He show you how to eat where you ain't gotta eat off of him. Right. You eat off of him because of his association, right? Yes. But you can go your own way. He ain't holding nobody. He ain't gatekeeping nobody because he show you you should be loyal to me. If I helped you and your family and your generations to have something or see something, to create memories for you and yours, to put money up in your family, how you not gonna be loyal to me?
Well, I don't know. I'm thinking Meech looking at that he put him in a song, whatever. But did he give you some of them royalties off that song? That's what I want to know. I know. Did Larry Hoover get some of that money? Because he made money off that motherfucking song now.
For the people that is connected to Big Meech and Larry Hoover, right, from the song. Love the song. Not going to take nothing away from the song, right? It bangs. The thing about it, though, when you know what's behind, you did that because at that time, that's what music needed, right? Yeah. At that time, you know how everyday hustling blew you up. The streets blew you up. You had to bring something to the forefront. At that time, what we might not have known, power must have been on the floor to where, or BMF must have been on the floor to where, I'm saying power, but BMF must have been on the floor to where Rick Ross is in the industry. He probably heard about it. You probably made that song for 50 to come fuck with you. You probably did, but it didn't work out. Stabbing me in my back and then handing me some money. Right. Stabbing me in my back and smiling in my face.
Yeah, that's bogus.
You can't keep on doing that. Right. And I'm not saying neither one of these guys aren't mature enough to maybe come and work with each other on a business aspect of it only. I just don't see 50 Cent doing it. I don't. Well, who am I? I don't know neither one of them. Right. All we know is what's in front of us. And all we know is that Meech ain't cut right. You told on your big homie, you told on your people. Like, how you tell on your plug that fed you and your family and so many for many years. And yes, it was all bad. And Cuff, he don't agree with the, drug stuff no more, right?
Right.
But for the game that we played at that time, was all wrong. You can't come out and be this person that everybody is praising you about for the shit that you just did.
Right.
Yeah, that shit ain't real.
So how much time does Cuff has left?
10 more years.
10 more years. And
but God say this year.
God let him out. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
God say technicality, he could be home at any moment.
Yes.
Under Trump's administration, the way he letting people out, he could be home when Trump say so. So we got to work to get him out.
Yeah. Well,
we got a right to get him out. That ain't no problem. Yeah, he's gonna send us the proper information and let us know where to file, how to file, and we will let you guys know.
Yeah, keep you
updated. Big Meech is not cut right. Cuff, he just told you. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Meet the Shu.
Peace and have a good night.